Now, I know the struggles of coming straight into the market, finding out what works and what doesn't, and all of that. So in this video, I'm going to be cutting down all your stress. Trust me, the younger me would have really appreciated this back then. Now, there are three major trading platforms. There is MetaTrader 4, there's MetaTrader 5, and there's TradingView. Now, out of this three, I want you to throw away MT4 into the trash can. Throw it, flush it, all of them. That's the garbage. Now, the one I want you to focus on is the MetaTrader 5 and TradingView. Now, MetaTrader 5 is where you get to place in all your trades. TradingView is where you get to do your analysis. Now, MetaTrader 5 is still a very good platform that you can use to do your analysis. But one thing that adds the icing on the cake to TradingView is that it has a ton of resources. A lot of things that you not get on MetaTrader 5, you get them on TradingView. But the best thing about this is that MetaTrader 5 makes trading so much more easier. Now, since I've told you all that, let's dive straight into the charts. Now, back then, I can remember how I was struggling to understand the charts. Now, the cheat code of knowing how to understand the charts way much more easier is through another type of candlestick. Now, as I'm giving you guys this candlestick, I still want you guys to use the regular candlestick. That's why you're also with MetaTrader 5, because MetaTrader 5 is a regular candlestick that you get. But on TradingView, it's kind of softening for you to understand, because at the beginning phase, you don't want to get hit hard and be like, oh, this is too much, this lot of stress and all of those things. Basically, you want to cut all of those things out. So what you want to do right now is that you want to go to the indicator section. Just look down here, What you need to do is that you have to tap into this part right here and check for the part that says chart type. Now, going to the chart type, what you want to do right now is that you want to change this to Heiken-Ashi candlestick. This right here makes everything simple. Like, basically, let's look. Now, you know how hard it is to figure out, okay, is this an uptrend, is this a downtrend, is this a consolidation, what is this? This right here makes it much more easier. So what it does is that it colors the part of downtrend red and it colors the part of uptrend gray. Let's not call it uptrend, but let's call it push phases. Push phase, a retracement phase, it goes ahead and mark all of those things. So we can see right here, a push phase marks all of them green, a drawdown push marks all of them red, and when you start to see like a sideways movement, just know that this is a consolidation, things like that. But it still goes ahead to mark out those points where that the market is going down. Now, for you to know when a trend is actually occurring on the Heiken-Ashi candlestick, you see mainly a particular type of candlestick appearing. So if it's an uptrend, you see more of green candlesticks appearing, and if it's a downtrend, you see more of red candlesticks appearing. So as you can see from this point right here, you can see more of green candlestick appearing. When we see that more of green candlestick is appearing, we now need to pay attention to those red points, because those red points at that point is called a retracement. Like, let me use this example. Whenever we are running, there's a point where we have to take that breather, there's a point where we have to take that rest in order to continue running. So this is basically it. So the market runs, the market take a rest, the market runs, the market take a rest, the market runs, the market take a rest. So this will literally make everything so much more easier. But if you go on MT5, you'll be met with this normal candlestick. Now, I'm not saying that this candlestick is bad. In fact, I will even recommend you to use both of them side by side. That's why you're using TradingView and using MT5. So when you're looking at MT5, you're seeing normal candlestick. When you're looking at TradingView, you're seeing, that easier candlestick, because you don't want to be a beginner all the time. You want to be able to look at the normal chart and still be able to tell what is happening. Now, the next thing I recommend you to do is to detach yourself from the money. You heard me right. Now, the reason why I say you should detach yourself from the money is for you not to get emotional, because in this game you can literally have the knowledge, but if you're not yet strong emotionally, that's where things could go the other way. Now, let me use this analogy to explain what I mean. So this is my phone, right? I could easily do like this and I'm really with my phone. But what happens in a case where I'm at the mall, 3-story building, and I try to do the same thing? Now, in that point right there, there's a lot of pressure that I shouldn't mess this up. If I mess this up, all my contacts is gone, I've lost my phone, I have to go get another one, and all that because of what? Pressure, right? Now, this is the same way that if you get attached to the money, things like this could happen. You could easily mess things up even though you understand the market, that right there could easily mess you up. Now you can be asking yourself, how do you detach yourself out of your hard-earned money? Now the way that you can detach yourself from the money is that you don't go ahead and put all your eggs in one basket, or putting a very significant portion of your eggs in one basket. Now as a beginner, I recommend that you don't put any amount of money that is very high or high in your own position. Just deposit into your trading account something that you're very comfortable with. Speaking about depositing into your Forex account, you can only do that through a broker, and if you've not yet found a broker, you can just go to the description of this video, click the Vantage Market link, and go ahead and create a trading account. By the way, if you're creating a trading account, go ahead and select MetaTrader 5 instead of MetaTrader 4. This will actually save you a ton. Now the next thing I wish I had known is that I don't need to trade every time. Now let me show you my reasons why. Now in case you don't know, there's something called sessions in the market, and remember what we're trading here is currencies. Now these country currencies have different timing. Like for example, right now it could be daytime in the US, and by this same time it's still nighttime in the United Kingdom. Now I want to ask you this question: when does economical activities happen? Is it in the daytime or in the nighttime? Now right now, since we're looking at a currency like Euro AED, we need to take in consideration what part of the world uses Euro. So what I'm going to give you guys right now is the sessions of the major currency pairs. Now the different session in the market is the New York session, the Sydney session, the Tokyo session, and the London session. From these places I mentioned, you could identify their country. Now this is where we get to use TradingView right here. Now what you want to do right here is that you want to go to TradingView. What you need to do is to tap on this plus button section, go to indicators, and type in sessions in the market. So let's type in sessions in the market. Now while you type in sessions in the market, a whole lot of like sessions indicator begin to pop off. This is where TradingView beats MetaTrader 5 obviously. Now I would have loved you guys to use the sessions on charts by AUROX_AIF, but I found out that the one on Lux Algo is very much easier to interpret. So what you have to do is that you have to tap on the one on Lux Algo, and once you've tapped it in, you've already gotten the sessions indicator mapped out. Now this right here will basically tell you each and every session that is going on. Now what pair am I using? This is the British pound US dollar. So when we think about British pound US dollar, we are looking at British pounds is the London session, and US dollar is the New York session. So we want to see most of those volatility happening within the New York session and the London session. But if anything were to happen in the Tokyo and Sydney session, it won't be much, it will just be a little. Now let's take a look at this point in the market. We can see London session, the market started kicking in momentum. New York session, the market kicking in momentum. Now let's look at this right here. This is the Sydney, right? This is the Sydney session and the Tokyo session, right? So we can see basically the consolidation, not a lot of market movement happening there. But when we get to like the London session, this is the London session, right? New York session, you can see that momentum kicking then before the Tokyo and the Sydney session. Now it's not always that when price gets to the London or New York session, something might happen. Sometimes some things do not happen, but just know that the movement that happen within the London and the New York session will always be greater than the Sydney and Tokyo session. Now let's use another pair, which is Euro USD. Now Euro is correlating with the London session because the UK is in Europe. Let's look at what happens in Euro USD. Now in London session, you can see the movement. New York session, you can see the movement. Sydney and Tokyo session, basically. New York session, look at London session, Sydney and Tokyo session, New York session, London session. So basically you don't need to trade every time. Maybe depending on your time zone, depending on where you live, you can find out which session works best for you. So when you know the session that works best for you, then you can go ahead and select the pair you want to trade. If you're in the other part of the time where it's like Sydney and your Tokyo session is in the daytime, then you should go ahead and look at pairs like AUD/USD. Any pair that has AUD, JPY, any of those pairs are real Sydney and Tokyo session pairs. So I hope you guys were able to like this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, and if you're not a part of the family, make sure you hit the red subscribe button. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.